Welcome to TMZ Live. Babcock and Courtney here. We're going to start with unimaginable news that has not just rocked Hollywood, but the entire country.
It's just so tragic.
I still can't believe it. As you have all undoubtedly heard, Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle, have been murdered. And now his 32-year-old son, Courtney, is under arrest.
He's being held without bail and charged for the murder of his parents.
Right. This, again, just absolutely shocking news. We'll get into his legacy here in a minute. And you want to talk about a guy who had just an absolutely, an amazing talent and an amazing legacy. I mean, Rob Reiner was absolutely one of the best. And for him and his wife to lose their life under just these horrific circumstances. And I know this is something that the news desk here at TMZ has been working on since yesterday evening. It's unimaginable. I don't know how else to describe it.
No.
Yeah, so I'm being told that yesterday afternoon, Rob and Michelle's daughter, Romy, came home and discovered her parents deceased. I'm being told that there was noticeable knife wounds to both of their necks. And obviously, Romy was extremely distraught over the situation. When police came, she had relayed to them that she believed her brother Nick was behind this gruesome stabbing. And she had also told them that there was some sort of argument that had occurred, which may have prompted him to act out against his parents.
Yeah, they were at a Conan O'Brien holiday party on Saturday night, and we don't know what the fight was over or anything, but...
Yeah, but we're being told that the argument that had happened between Rob and Nick at this party was animated enough and loud enough that people that were at the party overheard the argument. And, it ended with Rob and his wife, Michelle, leaving the party. Right. It's unclear if Nick left at that moment as well, but, was something that Romy noted to police when they arrived at the scene.
And people were saying that Nick was a little bit off at the party, not really talking to people, in a hoodie, I couldn't even...
and I think we're going to get into some of the struggles that Nick has had over the years, and you go back to his teenage years, and he had issues. I mean, bouts of homelessness, addiction issues.
Starting at 15?
Right, starting at 15 years old. There were clearly times where they had a good relationship, son and dad and mom, but that wasn't always the case, and I think that it goes to show where they might have been right now. I mean, that about the Conan party, it's a story that we broke on the website. Conan does this holiday party each year, right? Something he does, you bring a lot of your celebrity friends and everybody has a good time. But not everybody had a great time this year because, like we said, there was seemingly this blowout fight that is so bad that at least Michelle and Rob leave. Unclear if Nick actually left the party, but I think it just goes to show the status of the relationship at the time and how
for the daughter
tense things
to
were.
have to find her parents like that is just heartbreaking.
And to know
we
that
know
it's the son as well as her brother. I can't imagine.
And we know too that both Rob and Michelle, have tried everything they could for their son over the years. Like you mentioned, Babcock, this is something that's been very public for a long time.
Yeah.
He's struggled with his mental illness and also with addiction. And we know that both Rob and Michelle had openly told family and friends that they didn't know what else to do.
No, that they were almost at their wits' end to help him.
Yeah.
Which is so sad. I mean, we know that they did have that rekindling moment, writing Being Charlie, all about Rob and Nick's relationship together. And Nick had even said in an interview back in 2016 that this was his first moment of passion in life, struggling with addiction. Like you had mentioned, rehab 17 times.
Before the age of 19.
That is just...
and he said he started off with drugs, but then he changed to hard pills because he knew that they wouldn't be found in the drug test.
Exactly. And he always kind of identified himself not really as an addict. He didn't think that addiction is forever, but that label is. And he does blame rehab for that separation between him and his family because they say that, or he was saying that rehab kind of put a wall in between them, and that I guess these facilities would tell his parents different things that actually were happening. So it unfortunately does line up that, he's having these struggles.
And to your point, Alexa, it actually seemed like when they collaborated on that project, which was like a semi-biographical story of growing up and the way, dad was there and trying to help his son with these
Rob
addiction
was
issues.
It gave me a better understanding of what he was going through.
Right, yeah. We actually have a piece of an interview from when they sat down together and they were talking about working on this movie as a family together. Take a look.
The thing about a film like this, and it's by far the most personal thing that I've ever done is that, and you don't set out to have a cathartic experience or this will be therapeutic in some way, but the fact that we were dealing with things that Nick had gone through and how I had related to it and how his mother had related to it, it forced me to have to see more clearly and understand more deeply what Nick had gone through. It definitely brought us closer together. I mean, it was like over a period of a year. It was intense. It was difficult at times, but it was also the most satisfying creative experience I've ever had.
It wasn't very tough. I mean, it was a pretty nice experience for me. I don't really think it was like tough at all.
Really?
I mean, of course it was a little bit, but.
I mean, we did get into fights over things, but ultimately it forced us to make the film better.
Just listening to that thought is even just like chilling, because you could see that the dad was trying so hard to understand, wanted to understand, wanted to help Nick all that he could. And it's just heartbreaking to see that from what we're hearing today.
And to think now, Courtney.
It's just a profound loss, like we were saying.
Yeah.
I mean, fans are devastated, but the actors, these legends who worked with him are just stunned right now. We know that Larry David went to the house last night. We know that Billy Crystal, who I'm told is just inconsolable right now, went to the house last night. It's as if they just couldn't believe it's true. I mean, Larry David pretty much has Seinfeld.
He greenlit Seinfeld.
He greenlit Seinfeld.
Right. His legacy is
It's impossible
undeniable.
to think about. The other tragedy going on here is that we have to be talking about this grisly murder rather than Rob Reiner's legacy.
Right.
And Rob Reiner's legacy is so massive that you can't get your arms around it in one chunk. It's really three parts. He was part of the most important sitcom in television history, where his debates as Meathead Stivich with his father-in-law, Archie Bunker, drove the show on All in the Family. Yeah. It changed television. We had wholesome sitcoms, and then we had All in the Family, and things changed forever. He worked with Norman Lear. He then takes that mantle, and he goes on to one of the finest directing careers of the 80s and 90s. He has a run that includes Stand By Me, When Harry Met Sally, The Princess Bride, which is a perfect film, crosses generations. My kids love this. Misery, A Few Good Men, which is an Aaron Sorkin written script, but that scene with Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise is Rob Reiner's directing.
He hit every genre.
Right. What range?
Everything. He then he started Castle Rock and still did sort of greenlit Shawshank Redemption, another massive classic. Then he gets into social and political activism, and he starts First Five in California. This is a guy who was important forever, and even currently, Spinal Tap 2 is a huge movie. His last directorial effort is a live concert by the fake band that invented the mockumentary. So the magnitude of this loss for Hollywood will reverberate. And remember, he started in one of the biggest shadows you could start in. Carl Reiner was his father, a comedy legend who worked with Mel Brooks. And rather than just sit and become sort of a ne'er-do-well, he builds one of the most important careers ever in the history of this city. It's a massive, massive loss. And these circumstances, like Gene Hackman, where we weren't talking about Gene Hackman, we were talking about the mysterious circumstances of his death. This is sort of swallowing one of the brightest stars in Hollywood history.
And that it's his son. It's just, it's
incredibly tragic.
Like, I can't.
You almost get chills watching that video, sitting there with them. To think that he is sitting in a prison cell right now, accused of killing his parents. There are no words.
Hi, Ellen Aquario from Seattle. I am absolutely devastated. This is an American icon. When I think of him, Sir Reiner in my heart is like the sweetheart dad of iconic films like Princess Bride and When Harry Met Sally, the coming of age story, Stand By Me. To think that he met his death in this horrific, grisly murder committed by his own son is beyond tragic. Like you think that you're like ready to hear stories like this because everything is always so wild, but nobody could have been prepared for this. And I have to believe the son was struggling with, mental health and substance abuse, because it's too terrifying to think about like your children doing this to, a parent with a clear mind.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of movies and all the great movies he made, I mean, this is the kind of thing you would hope would only be the plot of a movie. It seems too crazy and just too upsetting to actually be real, but here we are. Now, speaking of reaction, we're a little bit later in the show going to be joined by
his dear friend.
Yeah, Soledad O'Brien was a collaborator and a dear friend, like Courtney said, of Rob Reiner. We're going to ask about the president's reaction. Donald Trump, he weighed in on Rob Reiner's death, and a lot of people are incredibly
Very
upset about the words that the president chose. So we'll get into
Rightfully so.
Yes, absolutely. Could not agree more. So we'll have more of that later.
Coming up.
George Clooney, he's done kissing. No more on-screen smooches, and
he's been married since 2014, and 11 years later, he's like done kissing girls. If I'm a mall, I'm like, my guy, where was this in our vows?
Be right back.
George Clooney, he's done kissing. No more on-screen smooches, Court. He is a married man, and
he's been married since 2014, and 11 years later, he's like done kissing girls. If I'm a mall, I'm like, my guy, where was this in our vows? I guess it's better late than never,
right?
But still.
Yeah, this is really funny stuff. So George Clooney recently sat down and he did an interview. Now, we talked a lot about his future. We talked a lot about his acting. He says, look, I've got no plans to stop acting. Like he is going to keep acting, keep appearing in movies. It's what he loves to do. But he said, look, I've gotten to the point in my career where I just don't think, in my life, I should say, where I just don't think I should be kissing other women while I'm married.
I think he said it a little bit better, and we'll tell you exactly what he said. He said, I've been trying to go the route of Paul Newman did. Okay, well, I'm not kissing a girl anymore.
Right.
So Paul Newman famously did it,
Yes.
so he just wants to be more like him. And then he was like, when I turned 60, I had a conversation with my wife. I said, look, I can still play basketball with the boys. I can play with 25-year-old guys. I can still hang. I'm in shape.
Yeah.
And he is. He's in really good
great.
shape. He looks incredible.
Right.
But I'm like, for every actress out there, I'm like, retire. I can't kiss George Clooney anymore.
Right. What's the point of even acting?
I mean, this is ridiculous.
Why?
The guy is an actor. What he does on screen, it's not like he's cheating on his wife.
No.
And not only is he an actor.
Why you're getting like mad?
No,
like
but I'm
she
saying
was
not only is
asking
he
him.
an actor, but like also he's a romantic lead. Like of course
But
he's going to be
also said
kissing
a few,
women.
like years back that he was like done like with rom-coms. So I think
is he done with rom-coms?
That is something that he said.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, that's not like. There might be an occasion to kiss another actress in a movie. It doesn't only have to be a romantic comedy. So,
do you know who his last kiss was? It's a good one to go out on.
I don't.
Julia Roberts in Ticket to Paradise.
That is a really good
go
last
on
one.
a high note at least.
I think it would be a different situation if she would have asked him not to do it. Then you're like, all right, well, this is my job. I'm making millions and millions of dollars doing this.
But
the fact
so
that it was his
confused.
idea, I think it's okay. I get it. It's an intimate
relationship. Why 11
Look, he's not
years
the
after
only
the
one.
marriage? Why?
Because he grew up.
Right. He was only 53 when they got married. He was a young man at the time.
I mean, I know you're saying he made the decision, but clearly you know who wears the pants in this relationship.
Are you kidding me right now?
She 100% is behind them.
No, she didn't.
I really don't think
she would have been kissing back in 2014 if she really had this feeling.
I just think she doesn't like seeing her husband kiss other women.
No, they said that they've never had a fight before.
Which is also another bold-faced lie.
That's the more troubling thing here. The fact that they don't. I feel like that shows that they lack passion. But
no, he said he's 64 years old now. What am I going to fight with my wife about? He was like, I've had a good run on
the only
everything.
good point is that like when you that's true. But the only good point is that when you get to a certain age, it's like how many he's not exactly a romantic lead at like 75.
He can still pull.
He can still pull, but I'm saying I don't necessarily think people want to see people in their 70s and 80s making out on the big screen.
Yeah, if he was kissing a younger woman.
I mean, that'd be cool with that.
I'm Daniela. I live in New York City. And look, I'm in total support of this because consent and autonomy of the actors are so often lost on movie sets. Like, Clooney is a legend. It's great to see him make that choice for both himself and his off-screen relationship. But if we could only see women at all stages of their acting careers be afforded that same choice, then I think we would know we were headed towards actual progress.
Yeah.
That's a great point because I think a lot of those roles are not even offered to female actresses as they age, whereas...
But still, if I'm a mall, 11 years too late, dude. You should have done it in the vows. Ben Affleck. not just ran into one of his exes, but both of them. Because,
yeah.
Could you imagine?
Got everyone together?
He got everyone. The whole gang's all there. Because they went to Sam's school play, and Jennifer Garner was there, obviously.
Right.
Also, Jennifer Lopez was
Wow,
there.
all under the same roof.
All under the same roof. Don't know if they sat beside each other. I would love to know the seating assignment.
Oh, so would I.
But they're all there together for Sam to support him. And it's awesome that J-Lo still goes. We know that they were super close with the kids and everything. So I love that she's still out there like supporting them.
I think the reality is obviously they didn't just break up this last time, but they dated, a decade plus ago.
Yeah.
And they, in many ways, I think Jennifer is like, Lopez is like a second mom. I know. Is like a second mom to the kids. So I think that's awesome. It shows too the respect and the love that they've got for each other. Even if it doesn't work romantically for Ben and J-Lo, I really think this is awesome that they've done this.
Well, in the photos that you see, Ben and Jennifer walking together, Ben and Jen Garner walking
it's hard
together.
to say.
Jennifer Lopez is seen kind of right nearby them. We don't see them interacting. She speaks with Sam, though.
Yeah.
And you got to figure, they really are there for Sam because there's nothing more brutal than going to a school play.
I mean, why? They're so good.
There's nothing more brutal than a kid's play. So that means that they love the kid.
Right.
And they're all showing up.
Right.
Yeah.
Putting different
Is
things
that
down.
why you go to your girlfriend's place?
She doesn't go to plays. She's not in plays. I'm talking about elementary school plays.
Right.
He's not in elementary school. He's in high school and middle school.
All right.
Right. It's not Broadway though, right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I think so the plays kind of suck a lot of times for an adult to go to.
They're so good.
But also, all three of them know that this is going to become big news the second that they are together. It's not the first time it's happened. We've seen them. You go back a couple of months, similar situation. But I think they know that this is going to be a big story. The fact that they say, okay, we're still going to go to the play. It's going to make big news. But we love the kids so much that we're going to show up.
But I love it because usually when you do this, you go to dinner afterwards, talk about it. Did they all go to dinner?
We don't know. So I mean, we didn't see any photos or videos of them out together.
Yeah.
But I mean, listen. Obviously, Ben and Jen Garner are going to go support their son.
They're co-parenting.
I like you guys said. I give J-Lo a lot of credit.
Awesome.
Yes.
Because the divorce was pretty fresh. She's still showing up to support.
You have to.
Yeah, this is Big Zeus from Oakland. I just want to say, Ben doing an outstanding job being a parent with a mixed family.
Yeah.
I think it's incredible that, during the holiday times, he's showing that they can put aside their differences and come together like this. I think it's pretty awesome and, very civil.
But I want to know who invited Jennifer Lopez. Did Sam send her a text, or did Ben update her?
To go?
Did she ask to go? Did they already know about it?
Big Zeus, I think that's a great point, though. This is the blueprint for how it should be. It's not always like that. There's a lot of hurt feelings and emotions and stuff, but this is how it should be.
It should be, but now if I'm Ben, I'm like, oh my gosh, now I got to go to her kids' play. I got more plays.
Good point. I wish you wouldn't have came.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Alix Earle is opening up, Courtney, on her breakup from Braxton Berrios. Houston Texans player. They dated for about 2 years, and there had been obviously reports that they had broken up. She is now confirming it.
Braxton and I are no longer together.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
BB Rexa was looking hot on vacation.
Look at the water, too. Did you just say look at the water?
I mean, I'll be honest, that is what I was looking at.
TMZ.
Alix Earle is opening up, Courtney, on her breakup from Braxton Berrios.
Houston Texans player.
Right, Houston Texans player who, of course, they've been having sort of this long-distance relationship as she was on Dancing with the Stars, and she was doing her thing, and he's obviously in the middle of a football season. So they dated for about 2 years, and there had been obviously reports that they had broken up. Well, she is now confirming it and explaining what happened in an incredibly emotional way. Watch this.
Why I've been scared to say something is because I feel like it just makes it more real. Braxton and I are no longer together. We have been doing long distance since basically June, and we haven't gotten to see each other that often. It's just been really difficult for me, and I think it was really difficult when I was out in LA, and I really liked it. And I thought that, maybe I wanted to stay there. I love Braxton. He's my best friend, so it's been really difficult as we're trying to just go forward with this. And I don't want anyone to cover him or to be mean to him or to say it's because he couldn't make it to Dancing with the Stars because he couldn't come because of football. So it's gonna be a new chapter, and just thank you guys for being a part of all the amazing memories.
You feel bad for her because like breakups are like super hard to go through, and especially like when you're in the public eye, I couldn't even imagine. But I'm like, it's hard enough. Don't post this video. You're gonna regret it in 2 months because you're gonna move on. You're gonna find someone.
Do you think so? My thought was that they were gonna get back together because she clearly still loves him.
Well, that's why I feel like
him.
It's so much harder when it's like mutual.
Yeah.
Because it's so much easier to be like angry or something if like he cheated on me or whatever.
Yeah.
And also, I'm gonna say something controversial and
I
correct
can't
me if I'm wrong, Babcock, on the sports front.
Okay.
So she said, so he used to be on the Dolphins,
Yeah.
and obviously she lives part-time in Miami, so that was easy. And now the distance has created because Houston Texans.
Yeah.
My understanding, my boyfriend told me, he's not that good.
But he still wants to play.
He's not a superstar.
If you have to choose between,
he's very popular, but not. He's not the greatest player.
Isn't he kind of popular because of Alix Earle?
No way.
Decent. No, that's a decent point. I mean, look, she's a star in college. He's not the.
Yes.
He's not an all-pro, like a Pro Bowler.
But he's not going to give up being a football player to go to Dancing with the Stars to be with his
She
mom.
talks about June. June is when training camp and all the stuff that you've got with football practice. That's when it starts. I think that. Look, people were attacking him, right?
Yes.
He said something on social media. He goes, "What did I miss?" Kind of downplaying the breakup. I think a lot of people were upset with him. There, she is clearly saying, like, "Hey, he's off. Back off him.
Yeah.
Don't give him crap." I'm convinced they're getting back together at some point here.
No way.
Off season, guys. Watch for it.
Hi, my name is Mackenzie from Los Angeles, and just what I gathered from this, I just feel like there was no need for her to post that. I'm really sick of seeing the influencers post themselves crying. I just feel like that she should have kept it personal between her and the person she broke up with.
People ask so many questions,
They do,
so you
but
have to address it, don't you?
Just address it, but don't post a
Okay, don't
3-minute
cry.
crying video.
She's
and then
always-
also calling him the best friend.
But she's always, like, a lot of, like, her followers, they love her because she's always been kind of, like, real, authentic,
Right.
messy.
Yeah. Right.
So this is kind of on brand for her.
Right.
But, I mean, obviously crying on the internet is, like, it lives forever.
You guys, a tweet would have done, apparently.
The TMZ After Dark tour does it again. It keeps getting better every weekend that we do it.
It's the best party going, period.
It is so much fun. I've done it before, and it's so much fun. But this weekend, we had Laura Govan on hosting the bus.
Basketball wife star, big deal.
And she brought her entire family, too, on the bus, so it was a family event. And look how much fun it was.
We're about to turn up, have a good time.
TMZ, let's go! And I used to think that I wasn't bad enough.
This was my first time doing this. I'm gonna do it again. It was awesome. I take this not for granted at all. Thank you for having my crazy parents with me.
You would never know that was her first time hosting it. She was like a natural.
She was
so
a
much
great
fun.
host.
And her voice was amazing. Did it sound better in person?
She was an angel.
Yeah.
She was an angel. If you were on that bus, you were part of this family. Like, that night, we all became family. It was so much fun. Her parents were like amazing.
Were they fun? Were they so much
full
fun?
of youth. They like were singing, dancing.
What bars did you guys hit up this time?
So this was an extra special tour. 'Cause we went to EPLP.
I love that.
It's
The
amazing.
rooftop.
And every Christmas they do this Holly Jolly pop-up bar. So we decided to add it to the tour, see what happens, and everyone loved it. So we took shots all together at this like kind of family style like dinner table. And afterwards we headed upstairs and there's this ice skating rink.
That's dangerous
What?
sounding after taking
Right, after the drink. It's almost like you go skating first, but it's more fun this way.
Policy on that.
Well, everyone just wanted to watch Laura ice skate, and she
Did she ice skate? So she sang, she ice skate, she.
When you guys went to
like-
Saddle Ranch, did she get on the bull?
Oh yeah, she got on the bull. She ice skated.
Yes.
She belted Mariah Carey. Like truly one of my favorite hosts we've ever had.
Yeah, and this was all fueled by Monster, right?
It was all fueled by Monster Energy. So everyone on the bus got their own Monster, and you know that drink hypes you up even extra.
Absolutely.
And you can go to monsterenergy.com to learn more information.
It's so much fun.
I've heard you were a great host, but she sounds like.
She was so much better. My voice does not sound like that at all. Like, no way.
Coming up.
Rob Reiner was behind so many different amazing projects, and because of that, he had so many good friends throughout not just the entertainment space, but also journalists throughout the news space, and one of those is Soledad O'Brien, and we are so fortunate to be joined by Soledad.
Thanks for talking about his legacy, because it's such a heartbreak.
Be right back.
Rob Reiner, Courtney, as we've spoken about, was behind and a part of so many different amazing projects. And because of that, he had so many good friends throughout not just the entertainment space, but also, journalists throughout the news space. And one of those really good friends, matter of fact, someone who we had on with
Rob back in
Reiner.
2023.
Yeah, because they had this great JFK assassination podcast, is Soledad O'Brien, and we are so fortunate to be joined by Soledad.
First, condolences.
Yeah,
I know how close you and Rob were.
Absolutely horrible.
A heartbreak, right? Thanks for talking about his legacy, because it's such a heartbreak. I mean, it's just so horrific. I honestly cannot believe it. And I mean, I feel like for everybody, condolences, because so many of us grew up watching him and his movies and
I grew up on All in the Family watching it, and then he just hit so many genres and was just such a great person. And even his wife, Michelle, I don't want to, she was just awesome to herself. So under these circumstances, it's just so sad. What was your first initial reaction?
Oh my gosh, just absolutely shocked. And you're right, Michelle's amazing. In our project, we did the podcast Who Killed JFK together. It was his first podcast ever. And Michelle's very much his blocker and tackler, right? Everything which I love, because obviously he's a guy who has 10 zillion requests coming in.
Right.
Just had an amazing partnership, and she was such a great, here's what we want to do. She'd come to the recording of the podcast, had really great ideas about, listen to it, was really feedback on it. So a really great partnership in a marriage, and just two really wonderful, kind people. I mean, I was up super early this morning, 3 a.m., and I saw it, and I was just absolutely shocked. So I think, like everybody, frankly.
So that it would be impossible for anybody out there, I think, no matter of your age, to have not seen something that Rob was a part of. Anything that we didn't know, the broader public that we didn't know about this very public person?
When we went to his home to shoot, he has this sort of office, kind of like this, but on the walls were every movie he's done. And there's so many movies.
Did he even have enough space?
Yeah. And you did that? And I mean, I was like, all right, Princess Bride, we know the Harry Met Sally, know all the ones that but then it was an amazing tour through just all the things that he was a part of. And so I think very realistically, really a part of your childhood through your adult life for a lot of people. And I don't think there's many people we can say that about. But I'm not sure people knew how kind he was. Well, you guys are in Hollywood, so you know that all those folks out there. But we were doing this podcast, and he was kind to everyone, right? The person who was taking in the audio, the person who was shooting, the person who was producing, the person who was helping the person who was producing, the assistants, right? Absolutely the kindest human being. And as I know, that's not always the case.
No.
Busy and very important and very accomplished. And it just was a really wonderful lesson in how talented and how good a person could be. And his wife, the same, a lovely, lovely human being.
Did he ever open up to you about Nick's problems or anything when you worked with him?
No, not at all. And it wasn't anything we were talking about. We were doing a podcast about his obsession with the killing of JFK, obviously. And it was a really successful podcast. He had never done one before.
People just loved him. Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi, everyone was just reaching out, just talking about how kind he was. But one person, Donald Trump, not so kind, and people are have so much backlash, and I agree.
Yeah, a lot of people have a big issue, including Donald Trump supporters. Soledad, here's what the president had to say. A very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling, but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away, together with his wife, Michelle, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as TDS. he was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of President Donald J. Trump, and with his obvious paranoia reaching new heights as the Trump administration surpassed all goals and expectations of greatness. And with the golden age of America upon us, perhaps like never before, may Rob and Michelle rest in peace. You cover these issues every day, Soledad, politics. You knew Rob Reiner. What's the reaction when you heard that for the first time?
I guess I am hearing it for the first time, and I would say not surprised, and I would say pathetic, but not surprising.
What would you encourage the president to do? I mean, I think a lot of people, again, including supporters, have called upon him to not just take this down, but to also apologize for these words.
I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. Yeah. And you know what? I would say everyone, and not the president, because whatever. I think everyone should just remember what a kind and talented person he was, and think about the projects that he did that brought so many people so much joy, and remember his wife, who was lovely, and as talented and as smart and as kind to everybody, and not spend any time wasted on people who we shouldn't bother to.
Yeah, I will say this, outside of what Trump said, it did seem like for the most part, even if people differed politically in their ideology, it seems like most people have, I think, reacted appropriately and expressed nothing besides condolences for this absolutely awful attack, this violent attack.
Yeah, and condolences to his family and his other. Yeah, just terrible. It's terrible, and I think everybody who heard the news is waking up absolutely horrified and shocked. And it is two really lovely human beings who have been lost to us, and very talented and very smart and very kind. And I think it's a tremendous loss. And so I'm just going to ignore anything ugly that anybody says about anybody today.
Yeah, I keep going back to like his range, and some people are comedic experts, right? But I mean, he just so many different genres.
I know. The fact that he greenlit Seinfeld is just like incredible to me.
And also Behind Misery.
Yes, he just was so ahead of his time. It was just like always, and he just knew it. He made everything just so great, and it's such a big loss for Hollywood.
Spinal Tap 1, I think Spinal Tap 2 was coming.
Yes.
So just, so everything was great. I mean, we had really enjoyed the podcast, so I think his first foray was interesting to him, and I was excited to see what else he would work on in the podcast.
Me too.
Gone too soon. Soledad, thank you so much. I know it's a difficult time, a difficult day to speak about this, and we so appreciate you joining us.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up.
This is probably the hottest debate going today. John Cena's last match, Saturday night, he went out on a loss.
I know. How is your last match out on a loss?
Right.
You're John Cena.
This was just the best send-off for his career.
John has become more my hero because now I see that he's human.
Be right back.
Big controversy in the wrestling world, Court. Not just the wrestling world, in the sports entertainment world. This is probably the hottest debate going today. John Cena's last match, Saturday night, Court, and well, John Cena, I think on a lot of wrestling fans, Mount Rushmore, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Period. He's awesome. He went out on a loss.
I know. How is your last match out on a loss?
Right.
You're John Cena.
Goes out on a loss, and not just to Gunther, of course, and not just that, Courtney, but John Cena's whole thing is never give up.
And
how does he go up? He gives up on his last match. Now, I will not lie to you. I am not a wrestling expert, but we've got two people here who are.
Yes.
Guys,
and you guys were there. You watched
it.
I was there.
Okay.
Yes.
Branson was in the building. I am so curious because I see so many people going back and forth. A lot of people say, hey, this is the way it goes in wrestling. This is not anything out of the ordinary. While other people have said, okay, hey, this is John Cena, and he should have had his moment where he left that squared circle victorious. But it didn't happen.
See, you've worked with John Cena, so you know him very, very well. She's a former WWE superstar.
Right.
Yes.
And John Cena, like the way I see it, is that this was just the best send-off for his career.
How?
He left it to the next generation of talent, which Gunther, the biggest guy in WWE right now, all that heat on him that everybody's upset about. I'm telling you, this is really good for him.
Is it though? Like, have you ever been
choked out?
No.
That's a dangerous question, CJ. Right?
He's 48 years
answer?
old, you know? And a man that's stronger than him, taller than him, 10 years younger than him is choking him out. You want me to choke you out real quick?
No. It was brutal the way it happened, too.
But do you really think that's how he wants his last match to be? Like, do you think he's like really retired?
Doesn't always go how we planned, you know? Like, what are you gonna do?
John Cena, it should go how it's always planned.
Well, I don't know. I feel like if anything, John has become more my hero because now I see that he's human, you know? As this superhero that is human. And now we're just gonna have to see like what he's gonna do the next day.
Was his ex there, Nikki Bella?
I don't know about that. Oh, the tea. I love
she
Nikki.
would probably loved how it ended.
It felt like there was so much vitriol inside of that arena. Was that the way it was? Because watching on TV.
You were so mad. You were saying that you were booing.
Outside the arena, I was helping give that heat to Gunther. You know, I saw Gunther outside the arena. He walked to his tour bus, and I mean, that guy's brave. He walked out of the arena with barely any security, with his bag, and went to the people just beat John Cena. Right.
People are losing it as he is walking out. I've seen your video. Yeah, I mean, heated. People were very upset about this.
You have to know that in WWE, you know, there's heat and then there's really good heat. Yeah. And that's what Gunther is getting right now. He is now the top.
Is he getting the heat or the really good heat?
He's getting the really good heat. This guy's on another level. So come Monday Night Raw, when he comes out, the boos are going to be, because you want that reaction from the crowd.
Who does he fight on Monday Night Raw?
We're gonna find out.
We don't know. We don't know what's happening on Raw.
Yeah,
we know it's coming up.
And for John Cena, obviously, I mean, the acting, he has done so well there. I mean, Peacemaker, he is really, in this next phase of his career, seemingly is killing it.
And a lot of people say that this is not John Cena's final time. Like, it can't be. Look at The Rock, he came back.
The Rock came back. But everyone comes back.
This is what also John has said. I've watched a lot of his interviews. He's like, everything has to end. And this is why I think he is such a hero and he's so inspirational, is like, we all have to know when to bow out. And so he did it in the best way. And also, like, he was just saying, like, we don't all live forever, you know? And so that's really hard for a pill to swallow at times. But at the same time, it's like, well, if you're going to go out, like, do it this way.
Right. All right, so it sounds like you're buying that he's not going to come back. I mean, obviously, we've seen a lot of guys retire.
At first, I thought he was definitely going to come back. But now I actually, yesterday, watched about 12 hours of interviews of John. When I say he's my hero, he really is my hero now. And I was so impressed of him talking about, like, everything comes to an end. Everything. So this is why I'm going to do it. I'm going to go do a world tour and say goodbye to everyone. And I kind of got emotional seeing that and getting goosebumps now.
I shed a tear. I shed one tear. Just one. I don't cry. So the one tear was just enough.
But he's so good looking. Wrestling's like sad without him now.
Well, I will say John Cena doesn't really.
So hard to watch.
No, he looks great, and he just had a hair transplant, so he looks even better. You know, he looks great. He's amazing.
Does he retire the jorts? Does he ever wear jorts again?
So get this. So he took off. He took off his shoes in the middle of the ring, and he took off everything and he put it on the ground to leave. But people were chanting, and I could hear them next to me. They were chanting, "Take the jorts off! Take the jorts off!"
Oh, they wanted just no pants.
They wanted him to leave it all in the ring and go back.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
I think a lot of people would be with you there. Will you choke him out? Because I never got to answer that.
I'm tapping.
Coming up.
Here was Andy Dick last week overdosing in broad daylight. He had no interest, at least then, checking into a facility.
But now he's checked in.
I did get a call over the weekend. He was kind of, tired of it and is ready to leave.
Be right back.
Here was Andy Dick last week, Tuesday to be exact, in West Hollywood, overdosing in broad daylight on the streets, Courtney.
The video is still so jarring.
Right, it is. Still, I've seen it so many times, still jarring. Now remember, perhaps nearly as jarring as watching Andy go through that was on Wednesday when we talked to him.
Yeah, he invited us over to the house
to talk
about the situation.
And we asked him if he was thinking about going to rehab and getting help for himself. And he was totally against it. Watch this.
You plan on seeking help?
Do I need help? Do we all need help? Do you need help?
Do you think that you're in a good place right now?
Love it.
Any plans on getting him in rehab?
We both run rehab,
So clearly he had no interest, at least then, checking into a facility.
But now he's checked in. His friends helped him out get there, got him a full scholarship to the program.
Right. So the way I understand this is they were able to find out. Jen and Tim do a lot of this, where they help people get into treatment centers. They get people full rides. So they basically, Andy got a scholarship, so he went in. Wow. He's not paying for this. He's at a facility somewhere in the Palm Springs area. We don't know how long he'll be there.
But he's in there at least for right now.
I did get a call over the weekend yesterday that he was kind of, tired of it and trying to get people to come get him and is ready to leave, but they're trying to, convince him to stay in there. But what's interesting is I don't think he at first fully wanted to go. It was them tracking him down on the streets of Hollywood and saying, you almost died at the beginning of the week. Like, what are you doing? Let's go get you help.
The video of yourself? Like, you need help. I'm happy
so that's
that
how it came together.
So was I, because it really felt like if someone didn't intervene, that this was going to end in him dying, honestly, right? And that's kind of what Dr. Drew told us last week, too. Like, this is somebody who is in desperate need of help. So.
Well, I hope he stays in there and gets the full help that he needs.
Yeah, you hope so.
Kimberly from Michigan. This is a super sad story to me. This man has all the fortune, fame, friends in the world, and yet still caught in the throes of addiction with those devil's hooks caught into him. It is just super sad. And how many times have we seen this over and over and over?
It's so sad.
Yeah, it shows addiction, it knows no bounds. It doesn't matter if you're famous or wealthy.
Doesn't matter.
Does not matter. He's just very lucky, I think, that he's got people in his life that still care about him and are getting him the help that he obviously desperately needs.
What else would you guys like to talk about?
Hi, I'm Jonah from Houston, Texas, and I would like to talk about Rob Reiner. It's so unfortunate, especially for the children that are left behind, and the fact that his daughter had to walk in and find her parents like that. She's going to remember that for the rest of her life. I'm glad they have him in custody, but it's just very sad all the way around.
I couldn't even imagine what their daughter is going through
I think that's a great point. You think about Rob and you think about Michelle, but their family has been absolutely destroyed just like that, and it's such a tragic story. And I think, like Courtney said, this is something that there are still more unanswered questions than we have answers, something we were obviously continue to follow, but just a tragic, tragic story.
Coming up.
All I Want for Christmas by Mariah Carey is, for my money, the greatest holiday song out there. As much as we like the song, we may not be the biggest fans of it.
Be right back.
It's not holiday season. It is Mariah Carey season.
Yes, it
because this is one of my favorite parts of the holiday season, the Christmas season.
It makes me so happy.
It is. All I Want for Christmas by Mariah Carey is, for my money, the greatest holiday song out there, period.
It gets the party going.
It gets the party going. I'm finding out, though, Courtney, as much as we like the song, we may not be the biggest fans of it.
No, but she is the ultimate fan because she has Rihanna fangirling out over. I love it so. You can tell she is just captivated it. Like she's getting it. She's got her arms up. She's partying in the crowd.
Most
like,
celebrities, I love that. Most celebrities are like super aware of their image, and they're not gonna let kind of just throw their hair and have fun. No, not Rihanna. She had an absolute blast.
And Rihanna's always been obsessed with Mariah because it was like last year or something when she met Mariah Carey. She had her sign her boob.
Yeah, that was
autograph.
a big moment.
It was. And I was like, oh my God, she just like really loves her. And how can you not love Mariah Carey in that song?
So last year better, this year still pretty cool. That was awesome to see. We'll see you guys tomorrow.